Yes, I missed the intro, so I apologize, but it started working now. So I gotcha.
And lo and behold, we've received a number. So I don't know if you received notification from a number or not. Did we get any comments from DEP to the application, to your knowledge? Tim?
Not sure.
Did you?
We received a couple of comments from DEP as part of that number issuance.
Okay.
One was they recommended that the project be peer reviewed.
All right.
Which the project is being peer reviewed currently as part of our site plan review application package through the planning board.
All right.
So that issue is being addressed. The other one was in regards to snow storage,
Right.
and not being shown on the plan, but we included snow storage as part of our operations and maintenance plan. That was part of the BMP map we show. That's an attachment in our stormwater report that we submitted as part of this filing.
Okay.
So we do call out for locations for snow storage, and a plan to deal with snow in the event of larger snowstorms. The other one was they recommended adding a special condition regarding a long-term operations maintenance ownership and responsibility of all stormwater VMPs. And we included a plan as part of our stormwater report. So I guess it's up to the commission if you want to have a special condition for that, but we did include in our stormwater report an operations and maintenance plan that the owner, Herb Chambers, is responsible for upkeeping and as part of maintaining the stormwater BMPs for the site. And then the last one they had was the consideration of this site being a land use of higher potential pollutant load. So the modification in which we made to the plans was we added in oil grit separators to the stormwater management system train. So we still have our water quality units, our catch basins, our infiltration systems. We have an added measure in addition to those that are these concrete tanks that are the oil water separators that help so the site meets the requirements needed for a land use of higher potential pollutant loads, and we've sized those adequately. We've submitted the revised plans and a letter stating the changes we've made to these plans to DEP. We just we haven't received a follow-up comment from them, but we addressed everything that they brought up in their comment letter. And again, I don't know how we want to proceed with that.
Well, when did you appear before the planning board?
We had our first hearing in front of the planning board last night.
Okay.
So we went through the process with planning board, and we continued to the second meeting in March, just to give adequate time in case we get any further comments from Graves Engineering, who's performing the peer review.
Understood.
We're expected to get that in the next week or so, but just out of the abundance of caution, give them time, give ourselves some time to respond if there are comments, and then also give the planning board the time to then review any revisions made. So we continued to, I believe it's March 26th is that hearing that we continued to for planning board.
All right, so I think it makes sense to see what Graves has to say. We can certainly ask the planning board to submit a copy or send us a copy of the Graves peer review. I think it, and again, they may not have any comments with respect to the issues that that are germane to our jurisdiction, but nevertheless, I think we'd like to see that peer review first.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I was going to suggest initially that we continue it to our next meeting on March 13th, but perhaps it would be better to continue it to the last meeting in March, would be the day after the planning board meeting, if that's great.
Yeah, that'd work great for us.
All right. So in that case, is there a motion to continue?
Make a motion to continue the public hearing to
3/27
March 27th,
at 7 PM.
7 PM.
Is there a second?
A second.
Is there any discussion?
I have a question.
Sure.
The references to, this is in the notice that was, sent.
Okay.
The references to like the table 1.91 in the stormwater report, is this like a revised report?
Yeah, we submitted an updated report that addressed the changes we made. So it's the same table, it's just a revised report.
Do we have that?
You submitted
Yes.
revised plans, right?
This is that storm, the water treatment.
David?
he was
I
talking
thought it
about.
would be a table
Yes.
though, like a table of peak discharges and stuff. I didn't see the table that he was talking about.
Yeah, the table's in the stormwater report,
Does
so
it-
that should be in
I'm just, do we have a copy of that?
That's what we're asking.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's,
yes, you should. We did submit revised, I know we submitted electronically, I believe we submitted also hard copies.
So our land use guy has been out this week, so it's possible that it was transmitted, but we did not get it. So
Okay, that's fine.
Isn't that did you sometime this week?
We submitted, I believe it was a week in advance, so we submitted, I believe, the 21st.
I'm sorry, what day was it?
The 21st, a week ago.
A week ago. So, I'm not sure that it was printed out for us, because I don't have a copy of it. In any event, when we do this, there was a motion to continue the public hearing to March 27th at 7 PM, and is there a second, Megan?
yes.
Okay. Is there any discussion, further discussion? There being none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, it's a vote. So I'm sure that between now and March 27th, which is a month from now, we'll certainly have an opportunity to review that table, and if we have any comments about the data, we will certainly let you know. And also, you should hopefully get some guidance from the planning board at their next meeting on March 26th.
Yes, absolutely. And, and if we get any comments, any revisions are made, we'll drop off hard copies, as well as electronic for any revisions that are made. Appreciate your time tonight, and I look forward to seeing everybody in a month.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's my copy right there. The next item on our agenda is a 7:05 public hearing. Brian McAvoy, notice of intent for a property at 400 Southbridge Street. Is there a motion to open?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, it's a vote. Mr. Jordan?
Good evening, folks. I just, I logged in to let you know we are going to request a continuance. I emailed over a request late this afternoon to Jesse.
Okay.
I'm not certain that he had gotten it, so I thought I'd log in. We still haven't received a DEP file number.
Right, so Jesse has been out, and
Yeah, I just heard that, yeah.
and apparently the DEP has not issued a file number, so your request makes imminent sense. What's your pleasure? Do you want to continue it to our next meeting on March 13th?
Yes.
Okay. Is there a motion?
Make a motion, we continue the public hearing to March 13th at 7 PM.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, to vote. All right, Mr. Jordan.
Thank you very much.
We
Have a
will-
good night.
We will hopefully get a DP number by then, and
Yes.
we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right,
Good night.
Thank you. Okay.
Nice.
And then the next item on our agenda is Eversource Energy, a determination of applicability for property at 404 Oxford Street North for installing a natural gas pipe service. So we received a written submittal. Well, first of all, is there a motion open?
Make a motion, we open the hearing.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed to vote. So we got a written submittal, and there is a description describing the scope of work and the means of installation. But there is no one here on behalf of Eversource to make a presentation. So my question to the board is whether we want to consider the application without the need for an oral presentation, or if we want Eversource to produce someone to provide that presentation to us at our next meeting.
Just reviewing this. So how,
I mean, I do have some questions. The applicant doesn't indicate when they plan to start work.
okay, that's the,
And then the drawing that was submitted to us doesn't show where the wetland boundary is. And I presume they filed this because there is a wetland somewhat nearby.
I think that this is the 100-foot buffer.
Right. But it doesn't indicate when it was flagged or who flagged it.
Right, and it does, I mean, as opposed to some of these that we've seen where it was like clearly far away from wetlands, this looks like it's actually going into the buffer.
Well, I think the
So-
problem is that I think there's some data or information that has not been
Yeah.
provided to us, and that I think we would like to have before we approve this or make a determination. So,
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, my suggestion would be that we send them a letter advising them to have someone appear at our next meeting, or if they want to do it later on March 27th, but to actually present the determination of applicability to us rather than just rely on the written submittal. I mean, that's our standard operating procedure, and I don't see why, I don't think Eversource is any different from,
Right.
This is that site that small site right across from Morgan Arena, right? That we went to not too long ago?
correct. So, is there a motion to continue the public hearing in this matter to March 13th at 7:05?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion?
I just have a question about where like it's saying, and I know this is kind of the standard with these, that any remaining excavated material is the responsibility of the property owner.
Right.
For these previous type of submittals, like, has the property owner been present, like, at the meeting so that,
I mean, I think certainly at a minimum, I mean, you raise a good question. I don't know if the work that's being proposed is within an easement that's maintained by Eversource, or whether it's actually on the owner's property. I think also that would be helpful. It doesn't identify who the owner is.
all right,
So I think for a variety of reasons, there's
Yeah.
information that we should have that we don't have. So, anyway,
but,
so
yeah,
there's been a
second.
motion and there's a second. Is there any further discussion? There being none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye,
Aye.
opposed, it's a vote. Okay, so that's continued too. And what I will do is I will actually, I'll prepare a letter indicating that they should plan to appear at our next meeting. So, at the meeting on February 14th, it was attended by myself, Tom, and by Michelle Colross. Michelle's not here tonight. I think it would be best to continue approval of the meeting minutes for February 14th to our meeting on March 13th. And then under other business, there's a description, Fuller's Snow Storage on South Street. That's been an issue in the past. Doesn't appear to be an issue now, at this time.
With that
Just
one
saying,
snowstorm.
unless there's some snow there that we just haven't, seen elsewhere. So, I don't know if there was a complaint. I think maybe if someone had contacted Jesse, maybe he could enlighten us, but since he's not here, there's nothing for us to really consider. So, having said that, is there any new business? Okay. There being none, is there a motion to adjourn?
Any motion to adjourn?
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. No one ever opposes it. All right, it's a vote. All right, everyone, thank you very